understand this. The only difference between how you feel and how you act is what you decide to take action on. Do you want to decide to take action on how you feel, or do you want to decide to take action on how you act and what you do, even when you feel the way you feel? Because I'm going to tell you right now, the only difference between the times where I've made the least amount of money compared to the most amount of money in a month is simply just how is my mindset for the month. Because the times where I've made the least amount of money, what was my mindset? Doubt, worry, thinking, overthinking, hesitating, half stepping. And when you start off your days thinking about all the negatives, feeling some type of way, feeling down, see, the only difference between someone who is depressed, what they say clinically depressed, and someone who also feels depressed but still gets it done is that one person gives it power and the other one doesn't. Because I could have the same exact symptoms as someone that they call clinically depressed or whatever the case may be, and I'm still gonna act what I'm supposed to do for the day. I'm still gonna act that out regardless of how I feel. So someone who they consider depressed, they could consider them someone who likes to stay home, someone who doesn't really like to socialize, someone who feels tired. And then here I could be with the same exact symptoms. I might not want to go out. I might not want to talk to too many people. I might be tired. But this person's given it power because they believe in it. And mental health is important to the extent that you believe in it. It's something that you must take very serious because there's people out here doing crazy things. The craziest things are done by people who are mentally insane. But why is that? Because they give these things power, as opposed to someone who does what they're supposed to do no matter how they feel. That person is not given power to those thoughts. That person says, yes, I feel the way I feel, but I'm still going to do what I have to do regardless of how I feel. So the times where I've made the least amount of money, like I said, I've doubted. And the times where I've made the most amount of money, what's the difference? I'm the same guy. Everything's the same. All the variables are pretty much the same. What's the difference? The difference is I get up and I get after it every single day, no matter what. I get after it and I don't think about how do you feel? How do I feel down? I feel this, I feel that, I feel anxious. I don't really know if I'm gonna fail, if I'm gonna win. No, the times where I make the most money, I get after it. I go. So if you can just simply shift your mindset, because understand this, if you're feeling down right now, I've had the months where I've made the least amount of money and I made it simply because of my mindset. It's still me. I'm the same guy. It's just a different mindset shift. I've been addicted to perks before. I've been an employee before. And all these things were simply just the result of my mindset. Because like I said, I'm the same person. I haven't changed. I've grown, but I myself, I'm still the same person. I didn't become a new gender. I didn't become a she, shim or something. You know, I still am the same man that I was when when I was making the least amount of money. Because you still grow as a person, but you're still the same person. So it's simply just a mindset switch for you to stop thinking yourself into a hole. Because if you sit there and you hesitate before you do anything and you think about the things that you're feeling and how you feel down, understand that you're giving it power. You're giving it power. And so now you're going to solidify in your mind that this is how you feel and the world is happening to you. So this is why you're making this amount of money. This is why everything is happening in your life. This is why you look the way you look. This is why you can't be disciplined, as opposed to you giving power to the thought of succeeding and everything that you can be doing in order to get to where you want to be, and giving that power and putting the effort into that area of your life, and you'll get up and you will attack the day like never before. You will attack the day, and after a month of having that mindset every single day without thinking about how did you feel, the only thing you should think about is how do you feel at the end of the day. Because at the beginning of the day, when you wake up, everyone wakes up tired. People wake up tired, right? People drink their coffee. People do what they have to do to get the day rolling. But you got to ask yourself, how do you feel at the end of the day? Not how you feel in the morning. Because when you wake up and you don't want to get things done, you're going to feel like that a majority of the time. Motivation is not something that's going to be there forever. You're going to feel like that a majority of the time. So you have to learn to handle those moments where you wake up, you feel tired, you don't want to get up, you don't want to do the things you have to do, you don't want to work out, you don't want to go make some money. Handle those things and learn how to handle them correctly, and shift your mindset to start giving it power to the things that you have to do. And at the end of the day, you ask yourself, how do I feel? And you have two choices. Do you feel proud, or did you let yourself down? If you let yourself down at the end of the day, then you should feel some sort of guilt because it was up to you. And nobody made you do that. Nobody held a gun to your head and told you, hey, you have to skip out on everything you know you should be doing because you didn't feel like it in the morning. And if you feel that way at the end of the day, then the next day, readjust and make sure that tomorrow is a day where you feel proud about yourself. And when you feel proud about yourself, you will feel an immense feeling of power. And now what you're going to start doing is creating that momentum to shoot you up and propel you up into the sky like a rocket. The momentum is what gets you going. First, you must build the momentum by doing what you have to do, regardless of how you feel. At the end of the day, you feel proud, and now you're going to want to replicate that day as much as possible. See, when you want to achieve success in anything, figure out what works. Do one day where you do everything right and you feel like at the end of the day, you feel proud. You genuinely feel proud about yourself because you did what you had to do. And then you want to be successful. Now replicate that day over a long period of time. That's why discipline and consistency are one of the major traits to becoming a successful person, because like I said, success is about replicating a day where you do everything right over a long period of time. Think about the gym. Think about if you want to get your body right, if you want to lose fat, what do you have to do? It's not about doing it the right way one time. It's about eating, counting your macros, burning a certain amount of calories, making sure your intake is below your maintenance level, and you do that one day, right? If you did it just that one day, nothing's gonna change. So if you think you're gonna do everything right one day and then slack all these other days and anything's gonna change in your life, it's not. You're not gonna develop that skill. You're not suddenly gonna, that big break is gonna come. Like people say, this is my year, this is my year. Yeah, I'm locked in, I'm focused. Yeah, because you did it one day. That's not locked in, that's not focused, it's not gonna be your year, because you don't lose the body fat by simply just doing everything right one day. It's the consistency that adds up. It's the consistency. Doing it right today, doing it right tomorrow, doing it right the next day and the next day and the next day. And then eventually it compounds and you achieve and you make a total transformation to whatever it is you want to do. You want to lose weight, you want to build muscle, you want to develop a skill, you want to develop your communication skills. Whatever the case may be, figure out what is it that you have to do in a day to feel proud at the end of the day, because you feel proud about the fact that you did everything correctly, that you did everything right. And now you replicate that you remain consistent, and you keep the focus and you keep the power in discipline, as opposed to, let me keep the power in how I feel. No, do everything right. Become proud about yourself for doing everything right that day. And then put the power and the emphasis on being disciplined and being consistent. You do that over a long period of time, and you will start to see your life start to grow. Because that's the only difference between me making the least amount of money, me making the most amount of money, and having the best days of my life. And, overall just growing as a person. It's a shift in mindset. That's all it is. It's not you becoming, well, let me change that, because I was going to say it's not about you becoming a new person, but to a certain extent it is. To a certain extent it is about you becoming a new person, because let's say you're the type of person who doesn't keep their word, who isn't consistent, who isn't disciplined. You want to try to totally recreate that person into the person who does keep his word, who is disciplined, who is consistent. So you're still the same man, but your character has to change. Your character has to develop. You have to build a character of yourself that doesn't miss, that does what he says he's gonna do. And over time, what you want to focus on is not breaking character and staying true to your character. Because if right now your character is being a shit version of yourself, doing drugs, partying, being scared and letting fear run your life, being anxious, being socially anxious, all these things, all these negative habits, and then that's your character, every single day you're upholding your character. So you are upholding the character that you have created. But once you create a totally different character in your mind, and suddenly you go from seeing yourself in this way to seeing yourself in a completely different way. Now you see yourself as this person who doesn't miss. Now you see yourself as this person who's disciplined and consistent. Now you're not going to want to break that character, because that's how you see yourself. How you see yourself is ultimately going to be what your results are in life. All right, guys, so I hope that helps. Put power in the things that give you power. Don't put power into things that weaken you. All right, that's the video for today. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Peace out.